Good morning. Welcome back to the farm today. We're gonna get another day of drone spraying in today. We're gonna go spray some corn here this morning and do about 100 acres with some foliar, late season foliars, and second shot of fungicide, third shot of fungicide, whatever. So we're gonna do that, and then this afternoon we might go and spray some beans, some patches and some beans with some Liberty. Kill some more weeds. It's too late to do that, but there's more weeds than beans in a couple of spots. We need to fix that problem. So this is what we are spraying today. It is Super 25B from the Andersons. I had actually bought this last year. It was part of my full season program last year that, well, I didn't have any way to get it applied. We didn't end up with a drone a year ago, and I didn't have the Haggy guy come back and do it. So this was one that I'm like, well, I guess I am not going to get that put on. So now I have a way to put it on here. So it is 25% nitrogen, and then we've got a little bit of boron in it. Just give us that late season kick of nitrogen and boron that we may need up there. So we're going to do that. We're going to throw in a generic Aquilla XL fungicide. We'll talk about that when I get it out, but this goes on at a gallon to the acre, which means all of these boxes have to go in a tote for 100 acres. Have I told you guys how much jugs suck? Okay, they do. 100 gallons. We've got 100 gallons in there. That was a lot of jugs. So, all right, we need a little bit more. We're gonna need some water. We gotta get our fungicide. All right, so here is our fungicide. This is Aquilla XL. Like I said, this is generic Aquilla XL because I'm cheap. That's why. It's because I'm cheap. 2-component, not a 3-component. We've got azoxystrobin, which is Quadris, and propiconazole, which is Tilt, and together they make Quilt XL. And it has got, so the strobulin is the kind of preventative type of fungicide. The propiconazole is the curative, if you will. Now, we've already put a shot of Miravis Neo on this field. Miravis Neo has both of these components already in it, plus a third active ingredient to give better residual. We're late season now. We're R3. And so we're just putting this out there because, we're testing it, right? But we want to maintain that residual, give us a little bit longer coverage window, especially against tar spot. Now, the application volume for this, or the rate for this, is 10.5 to 14 ounces per acre. You know what rate we're going to use? 12.8. Why 12.8? Well, because 10 gallons on 100 acres is 128 ounces per gallon. That's 1,280 ounces divided by 100 is 12.8 ounces per acre. And I don't have to split a jug or measure or anything. And we're within the rates. So that's what we're putting on. And we need a little bit of water to dilute all that down to get our right rate. That fungicide is very cheap. Even with the higher rate, is less than $5 an acre. It's cheaper than the foliar that we put in there, so that's why we're using it. All right, we are mixed up and ready to go. So the first thing we are gonna do is just go right across the road here. I've got my little high management trial that we're doing over there. We're gonna spray, I don't know, 6, 8 acres, something like that, with this mix. Put that on there. And then we're going to go up to the irrigated field and spray the rest of it out up there. And the productive stuff, the really good ground, the ground that we're going to pull our NCGA contest entries from, that's where we're going. Just going to be 2 flights here. We're doing like 7.5 acres. The semi-truck's coming, right? Makes me worry when I'm crossing a road like this. That's what we got to do right there. And we're flying. That's awesome. All right. Oh, all right, let's move on to the next field. I have not gotten around to moving as fast as I wanted to this morning. It's okay, but it's 10 o'clock already. So, probably take us 3 hours up at this next field. We'll be done around between 1 and 1:30 most likely. It's fine. Set up and fly in here. It's actually our fourth flight up here. I think that's one thing. Yeah. Hold my tent down. Sometimes when it flies right overhead, it wants to blow it down. Anyway, this is the section of the field that I kind of outlined. We're not quite going to get it all because there's more than 94 acres or 93 acres, whatever it is, that we're going to be able to do in this field with what we got mixed up. There was like 114 in that section, so we'll cover most of it. It'll get what I want to get done and be good enough. I brought the small drone, the picture taking drone, in a little bit here after I get some batteries charged. We might try and get that one out and try and film the flying from the air. That'd be cool. Plus maybe we can get up to the rain machine, which is on the north side outside of what we're spraying today, so we don't have to worry about hitting that. But yeah, maybe we can get some good drone picture footage here while we're doing this. I did drop it to a 2-gallon rate for this tank load here because I wanted to try it. I wanted to see if it's much more efficient. So curious to see how many acres we get in the first hour from takeoff in this field. First flight in this field happened to be at 10:15 a.m. according to the flight logs that I looked up. It's 11:15. I don't know if you guys can see that at all. It's not on, that's why you can't see it there. 11:15. Let's see what we got. 38.5. We're going to call it 39 because it's still 11:15. That's pretty good. I was hoping to hit 40. We didn't quite hit 40. But 39 acres an hour. That's because, one, we're in a big field, long straight rows, and we went down to 2 gallons instead of 2.5 gallons per acre. So we're getting, instead of a little over 4 acres per tank, we're getting a little over 5 acres per tank. And we go a little farther. So it's going. We're doing good. Looks like a no-go on the little drone. The RC, the controller, is dead apparently, and I have no way to charge it because it still uses micro USB connectors. And I have a little micro USB connector to USB-C that goes into the charger that I have in my truck, but it doesn't want to work. And I can't charge it here. I don't have the right cords. That drone's we're about done with it. It's about outdated, so if anybody has a suggestion for a good picture taking drone, I might be in the market for a new one, but I don't know if DJI is the right answer. I know they're the leader, I know they're the best, but I don't know that right now is the right time to buy a DJI product. And I don't know what else is out there, so I guess we'll just keep flying this one and it'll be fine. My canopy's not working so good. I parked the wrong way. I'll spin this thing around, get the sun on the right side of the tent. That's alright. We're down to like 1 or 2 more tanks left in here anyway, so we'll be getting out of here shortly. 12:30 right now. 84 acres done. That's in 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's not too bad. Done with the corn. We still got some beans I want to spray with the drone, but we're done with the corn. Oh, it's getting hot out. All right, let's go grab some lunch. What time is it? What time is it? 12:55. Okay, 12:55. Yeah, and then I had one of my seed customers call, wanted to talk about wheat, so I think we're going to go and do that. And then we'll probably mix up some Liberty and spray it here this afternoon. I got a couple errands to run. I got some boxes to drop off FedEx place and all those field day invites I want to get mailed. I need to stop and get some stamps. So doing that. Plus I got to go talk to this customer about wheat. Looks like the straw guys are starting to rake some straw here. Hopefully they'll get that field baled up soon. All right. Let's go mix up some Liberty. for the drone. I think we're going to do enough for 20 acres, maybe 25 acres, something like that. It's really hot. I don't want to go out and do this and sit out there all day. But when it's really hot and humid is the best time to spray Liberty. So now's our chance. Go get it done, and then we're probably not done with the drone, but we're done for a while. All right, this is what we're after. You see all these giant ragweeds out here? Those are a problem. So we're gonna kill them. Just like that. I highlighted out the worst areas of this field where I think they are the worst, clearly. And we're gonna spray it. We're gonna end up doing like 8 or 9 acres in this field. And then we jump across the road. We got a big spot over there. And we're running max rate 43 ounces of Liberty and a bunch of AMS. I put two 51-pound bags in. That should be plenty. They're bigger than I like them to be, but I can. This is exactly what we bought the drone for, because I can just about guarantee you, if we did not have the drone, we wouldn't do this at all. We would just be like, nothing we can do about it, and let them go. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but I know how reality works, and that's what would have happened in the past. So that's what this is for, and it's going to work great. So here is what our map looks like. Mostly this stuff up here along the road, but then I let it spray down this whole side and to a spot in the middle where it is now, because you can see the weeds there that we're spraying. There's a muck pocket in the middle of that field just on the one side that it grows ragweed, and we did put herbicides on. I mean, this is the 4th time that these pockets have gotten sprayed this year. Once with the pre-emerge with the big sprayer, once with the post-emerge with the big sprayer, and this is the 2nd time I've done Liberty with the drone. That's just the way this ground is. The high organic matter ties up the pre-emerge herbicides, and so we have to hit them a little harder and more frequently. And see there, it's not so bad. All right. You guys want to see a flyby? We have moved over to the other side of the road here, and I tried something a little different. Instead of highlighting out the area that I wanted to spray on the controller and making a field, I took the drone out and kind of flew around the outside of where I could see the weeds on the screen or on the camera, and we made waypoints that way. I should have done that empty before I filled it, but I wasn't that smart. So I did it with a loaded tank, and now we're going to spray out as much as we can, but we'll probably run out of battery before we get done. But anyway, we got a spot that looks like that out there. And it's not going to take a lot. 2.5 acres right there. So there's more spots over that way. This is just the really close one that's bad, so I wanted to get it first. Well, you can kind of see where I outlined this one by flying it. I've done the same with a couple other places where there's just pockets, like where we're flying right now. You can see over there's a bunch of weeds. It's a low spot. The beans are thin. They may have drowned it out some. Whatever reason, the ragweeds are coming in there. It's a high organic matter spot. So I'm just kind of flying around them, marking the points and the corners, and then letting the drone fly it and fill in the rest. This is the last big spot that I saw. There's a couple of spots we may do some manual flying and spraying just to try and hit the little areas, but this is about wrapping up this one. We're going to move down the road after this flight. All right, so we're moving, and I see something interesting. So this is one of the spots and fields that we've been spraying with manganese. And can you see how we got some real yellow beans right along this edge here? But then pretty hard line, all of a sudden they turn green again? Yeah, that's because I'm too chicken to get next to that electric pole with the drone. So I keep it out 15 or 20 feet away from those poles, and I don't spray that. That's what they look like without the manganese. And out in the field, they look pretty darn good. It's working. It's working. back to automated flying. We did a little bit of manual stuff, chasing a few weeds here and there, a couple of edges of some fields that I knew there was some stuff coming. Now we're going to fly this square here and get that spot and a few other random ones out there. There's not a ton. I debated just trying to fly it around manually, but at the end I just decided it was easier to just spray it, and I have the chemical to do it. So do that. I think there is one more spot in this field, kind of over here, that I remember seeing. I sprayed this with a big sprayer the other day, so we'll try and get that one when we're done here. And hopefully that's about the last of our chemical and we're done. These ones are nice and green too, since we put manganese on them. For being in a muck pocket, they look really good. Best we've ever had in a muck pocket. Ha! We are done here. Done. Sweet. I think that might be the end of the drone spraying for a while. I'm not saying we're done for the year. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're not, because all these fields that we're putting tile in, yeah, Dad's not going to want to spray those with the big sprayer when we do our fall burn down in that wheat stubble. I can already tell you that he's not going to want to do it. And so we'll end up spraying some glyphosate, 2,4-D probably. I think we can spray 2,4-D early. Anyway, on that wheat stubble before we're ready to do the fall tillage. But that's not going to be until the end of September. So that's a ways off yet before we're ready to do that. What else? I'm going to do some demos for the field day with it. And you never know, something could pop up. In fact, we could be back over here with another shot of manganese. That's entirely possible that we need to do another pass of that out there. We'll just keep an eye on the beans and see if they start showing signs or not. So, yeah, we've covered a lot of ground with it, though. I'll have to look up the season stats, but I know I'm over 2,400 acres with that drone after today. So, it's been a valuable tool, and if you take the number of acres that I have covered with it, times a $12 per acre application charge, I paid for it in 1 year. I paid for this drone in 1 year. I expected it to take 2. So that's really good. I'm really happy with that. You guys remember that? Remember that drone I was talking about this morning that I was talking about replacing? I had a couple of batteries plugged into here. They were sitting right there. I forgot them this morning. They're gone. Whoops. So, I went and looked for it. It's not laying along the side of the road. Somebody must have picked it up, or I just lost it somewhere where I didn't look, but whatever. Looks like I'll be getting a new drone sooner than later. Gonna need it this fall. Gonna need it for picture taking for, fall. Even though the videos are the same every year. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, it's Friday night. I'm going in the house. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Thank you guys for all of the birthday wishes. I didn't say anything, hesitated to even say anything today because I don't want to draw attention to it. Wow, that's bad. There we go. But it's fine. Mostly I brought it up to say thank you and also show you this picture of the cake that my children made for me, because they're proud of it and I'm proud of them, and yeah, that's awesome. So thank you, children's, and thank you guys. Have a great weekend. Oh, tomorrow is the Alverton plow day, which I kind of go to every year, make a little video of all the tractors plowing and stuff. If you happen to see me there, which is probably too late, but say hi. And yeah, we'll probably put together a video of that for you. See ya.